Real estate content is evolving fast. We've seen a flood of trendy short-form videos, fast-paced house tours, comedy skits, and agents trying to go viral. But here's the thing. So I've been creating real estate content since 2019. I've built an audience of over 1 million followers, have accumulated over 300 million views combined throughout my socials, and I've built an agency and have worked with brokers, developers, investors, agents across the country. I've seen every phase, every content trend, and what separates the people who generate revenue from the ones who are just chasing views. This video here is gonna be your blueprint. Whether you're a broker looking to recruit, investor looking to raise capital, a builder trying to attract buyers, or property manager trying to land more homeowner clients, I'm gonna break down everything it takes to build out a profitable YouTube channel in the real estate industry here in 2025 and beyond. The best in the game are using YouTube to scale their business, build authority, and dominate the market. So we're seeing a lot of people create short-form videos. Instagram and TikTok are obviously great for visibility and potential virality, but YouTube truly builds trust and that authenticity and transparency that your ideal client is looking for. When people spend about 10, 15, 20 minutes or even more watching you speak to a camera, it really feels like they're on FaceTime with you or speaking to them directly, kind of like what I'm doing here with you. And that's how real connection can be formed. Whether you're doing a house tour, walking throughout a property, a listing, a development site, or you're giving information about a neighborhood, maybe you're walking a community, or maybe you're sitting down and giving a map tour talking about your expertise on a specific area. Short form may give you that reach potentially, but long form truly does give you that evergreen return on your investment. YouTube isn't just top funnel anymore, it's now top, middle, and bottom. A single well-done video can produce business for months and even years on end. It shows up in search and it gets recommended. These videos are evergreen and YouTube is here to stay and only continuing to grow. The biggest mistake I see is someone that's trying to reach everyone and creating too broad of content within their business. Before you create content, you need to ask yourself, who am I trying to speak to? Who is this specific content really for? You're trying to find your ideal client that you want to reach, which is why you have to really get specific when it comes to creating the title, the thumbnail, and get into the strategy behind creating a YouTube video. So whether you're a real estate professional, agent, broker, investor, developer, or business owner in any other niche, your content should have one clear, focused audience in mind. Are you looking to attract buyers, sellers, luxury homeowners, maybe high-end renters, maybe investors, maybe someone that's looking for a fix and flip, maybe you're trying to raise capital, maybe you're looking for brokers that own a small team, maybe you want to get into the new construction space, maybe you're looking for homeowners for your contracting business. I work with a lot of contractors and teams in the build space as well. So when you're too broad, your message does lose impact. But when your videos are speaking directly to one person, a specific type of viewer with a specific type of problem, they connect, and that's how trust is built. Here are the tips. Define your core viewer avatar. Build videos around the problems they're actively searching to solve. Use specific examples and location references when relevant, and then call them out in your titles and intros. You don't need to fully box yourself into a specific niche and to where you can never branch out, but your content does need to align with what message you're trying to get across and who you want to be targeting here. So YouTube is your storefront, so you need to design it that way. One thing I tell all of my clients and everyone that I speak to before giving them the secret sauce and diving fully into what it takes to build out a full, well-optimized YouTube channel is that YouTube wants to keep you on their platform. That's why the CTR is important, or the click-through rate. That's why the average view duration is important, so that you can keep people watching throughout a longer percentage within your video. And so if you post at the same time, same day every week, YouTube looks at you as if you have your own TV show on their platform. So obviously they're gonna wanna keep you around. They're gonna push those videos out to more and more people, and specifically who you want to be targeting here. And they might not see that for 2 or 3 months. That's why I say don't quit for at least 3 months or 20 videos in. You might not see traction before then, but once you do, it's going to be a snowball effect, and it's going to lead to opportunities that you really would have never thought could have potentially come your way. So first off, if we're building out a YouTube channel, start with your name. You have to have your name in there. If you're building your personal brand, it's got to be somewhere within that title, if you're an agent, developer, broker, investor, people are going to invest and buy with you, the individual, the person, not into a specific company. So, for example, as I built out my Living in Los Angeles channel throughout the years, Darren Kriz, Living in Los Angeles, that goes for anyone, let's say, living in Scottsdale with Jenna Ortega, let's say Bryce Harper, living in Philadelphia. It's the living in the specific niche channels that you might see people creating online. And although I'm seeing an abundance and an influx of these channels, it's still not saturated. Whatever market you're in, I'm sure it's going to be way bigger in 5 years, and you're going to be upset that you didn't start today, because your life will look completely different if you did start today 5 years from now. So if you have a corporate brand or development company or a larger scale company or a team brokerage and you want that team feel or atmosphere within the name, you can still use a clear authority-facing name, such as Canyon Group Developments, but you'll still have a real person on camera to build that trust. Quick channel setup essentials: it has to be SEO optimized, so tell them what they're looking for when it comes to the location. If you're targeting a niche within your area, in an investment group, you're not going to need the location. If it's development, you'd probably want the location within the name, because it's going to optimize SEO. As I said, Google and YouTube intertwine and work together. The banner, tell people who it's for, how often you're posting videos. I would suggest to say videos weekly or videos every Tuesday, Friday, depending on how often you're going to post. Most likely it's going to be videos weekly, because any more than that, it's going to be pretty difficult for the average person. But then also have people in the banner. That's very important, especially if you're a company and you don't have anyone in the actual circular profile photo. Please put people in the banner. As I said, people are going to buy and trust from you, and within the videos, you're going to need someone in the banner, in the videos as well. Profile photo, I see a lot of people that are making their profile photos with their full body, or it's a little too far away from the camera. Your whole face needs to be the profile photo, you smiling. That's going to develop a lot more trust than if you can just see waist up maybe within the image. I don't care what you look like, you have to have your smile and your face in there. That naturally, according to psychology, will build more trust with whoever's watching you. So let's talk about content strategy. Your content's going to be pushed into 4 different buckets here. That's going to be educational content, number 1, 2, hyperlocal content, 3, market point of views, and 4, personal or personal branding for yourself. All of these are important to include. So let's start with educational. Educational would be something like how to buy a new construction home in 2025. Maybe you're on site, maybe you're speaking about how to buy a home, your expertise, your knowledge, and walking someone through the process of what it would be like. You're actually educating someone to where they look at you as the authority, as their teacher, as their coach in the space, so that they know that you're the person to go to if you have a question about their specific industry. For number 2, hyperlocal, that's going to be talking about a specific pocket of a neighborhood. You might think Los Angeles, or let's say Boston, is a pretty broad range of the city. So there's many different areas and neighborhoods to Boston in particular. But if you really niche it down to Seaport or Newton in Boston, which is on the outskirts in an underrated neighborhood, those are the hyperlocal videos that are going to get you more attention, because if someone's typing in Newton, Boston, you're going to be the first one to pop up. I bet you not many people are going to be typing that in just to see what it's about, unless they're actually serious about checking it out and maybe making a move there in the future. Or you can do something like top 3 neighborhoods to live in Providence, Rhode Island, so that you can niche down from that city so it's not super broad. You know, I know a lot of people say, especially in Los Angeles is huge, there's millions and millions of people, and they want to make sure they can target everyone within the city from Pasadena to Venice Beach. But if you do that, you're really only boxing yourself into being this jack of all trades, master of none. But if you are a master in the East Pasadena areas, and maybe you're talking about Arcadia, Monrovia, and specific neighborhoods within a pocket, you're going to be looked at more as the authority, which can inevitably lead to potentially you selling in Venice, because maybe someone knows someone from that area, and because you've worked with them, you've showcased your expertise and your transparency of how well you know those neighborhoods. That can lead to more traction on the West Side than you just being broad and saying, I work with everyone. I'm just I'm ready to help whoever wants me, come and find me. So number 3, market point of view videos. These are videos to showcase your expertise and your up-to-date knowledge on your industry in general. These videos can draw some potential virality because people will be searching up insights on the market within YouTube. And some people have channels solely dedicated to this, and they'll post every day market updates, housing market's gonna crash, to draw some negativity because that's what obviously sells, but you don't wanna be that, because I know some people that will be posting in a certain niche and then they post one negative video that gets some traction, and now look at that. They've boxed themselves into this negativity on their YouTube channel, and since that worked, they're gonna double down on it, and now look at that. Every video they post is a little more negative, but this is what my thought is, if you put a positive spin on it and the content, the actual context inside that packaging of the video, the packaging, which is the title and the thumbnail, is used to draw attention. But when they click on it, if it's more of a positive vibe, more positive attitude toward the title, what you're talking about, then I respect that a little more than someone that's just going to absolutely trash and badmouth whatever they may be trying to talk about there. And number 4 is personal, for your personal branding, storytelling about yourself, your life story. Showcase your family a little bit. Talk about your wife, talk about your kids. People will relate to you a lot more when you connect with them on a deeper personal level. Talk about the fact that you like baseball, the Yankees are your favorite team. Someone will reach out to you just because they relate to you liking a sport that they like, or maybe throw in a movie that you like, maybe throw in that you're in a kickball league. Everything that relates to your personal life is very important, a lot more important than you know, because you don't want to just be this robotic AI character that can be living anywhere, doing anything. They want to know that you're a human being, and that's what gets people to actually know, like, trust that you're the person they want to work with, do business with, network with, and potentially build a long-term relationship with. And moving on from those categories, I would also say structure every single video. And that means really spend time on the hook, which would be the first 10 to 15, up to 30 seconds of a YouTube video is more important than the 95% rest of your video here. If someone likes the first 15 seconds of your YouTube video, they might watch the next 15 minutes. And again, these little things that I'm talking about might seem like common knowledge, but in reality, they're more important than we actually think. After the hook comes the setup, which is probably the next minute or so after that video, talking about what you're going to be talking about within the video and leading into the context of the actual story. For example, let's talk about a home tour here. You have the hook, the first 10 seconds, which could be either cinematic music, and the hook would actually be the visuals of the production. So if you have really good production, nice drone shots, good B-roll, that could be used as the hook, but it depends. You have to experiment. Depending on the home, I would suggest more so having the hook be you actually speaking, talking about the craziest parts of this house, something really unique, something you've never seen before, a few of the features in there, and with a little bit of movement. And then after that 10-second hook, the setup would be the cinematic music leading into the context, which is the actual house tour, if that makes sense. But if you're not doing a house tour, the value or the context of the video is the bulk of the video, where you're actually getting in, educating, talking about an area, talking about a neighborhood, talking about your project that you're working on, talking about what the video is actually about. Don't just tell, you have to show as well. Include stats, include text, include something unique on the screen that the viewers want to see. And obviously it's not easy and maybe a little costly if you don't have an editor, which is something that within the value include opinions, also throw in a joke here and there to spike the audience's retention. Maybe they dozed off or it got a little boring, but throwing in subtle jokes or subtle hints or something to mix up the pace a little bit to get their attention back in the game is also really important. Another thing that's very important that I make sure to include, and this took me some time to figure out, it took me almost a year till I actually started creating real life business sales from my social media. And that was because I never had a clear call to action. I suggest you do 2 within the video, one in the mid to early part of your long form video, and then one toward the very end, because the people that actually watched a full length, maybe 20-minute long video till the very end are your true fans, someone that really wanted to know and understand the information and the value that you were trying to provide to them. So let's say you're a real estate agent in Omaha, Nebraska. Your CTA at the end of the video would be something like, "Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you learned anything about Omaha, Nebraska, please leave a comment down below. I read every single one. Subscribe for weekly videos about the area. I love it so much. I was born and raised out here, and I just like to educate and talk to people on my favorite parts of the area, and hope I offered some sort of value to you guys." Also, if you didn't know already, I'm a local real estate agent. If you have any questions whatsoever about buying or selling a home in this beautiful state and city that I call home, please reach out. Email and all of our information is down in the description below. Hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. It's easy as that. I'd say it's better to be authentic and ramble on a little bit than to make it seem like you're a little more robotic or choppy. Obviously, sometimes you have to script it and know what you're going to say ahead of time, and you will have to throw in edits when necessary, when the cuts are going to be too long. But reassure, summarize, and offer that soft authority toward the end without trying to sell someone. So let's get into the monetization blueprint of creating a YouTube system here. So as I said a little earlier, I made videos for close to a year without having any traction in the real world. But once I built a system, figured out who I actually wanted to talk to, figured out my long-term goals with all of this, built a team around my empire, everything started to compound organically, naturally. Each video got better, each call to action got better. And here's how you guys can monetize all of this. So yes, YouTube views do pay decently, and then brand deals also pay probably 2 times more than you'd be paying out from YouTube AdSense. But that's not really how people are making the big money in the business world on YouTube. So figure out who you want to reach out to. 1 can be direct clients. These can be buyers, sellers, investors. 2 can also be the referral network. Anyone that's also, let's say, a real estate agent or a real estate professional around the country can see you. They can see you showing up consistently, like what you're talking about, no matter where you are in the world, and they'll know you and refer you clients if you're in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Another way you can monetize real estate YouTube channels are brand collabs with local vendors or local businesses. These can also be attorneys, lenders, restaurants even, developers, anyone else making content within your area, within your niche. You can figure out a way to partner up with them to where all deals they get flow to you, deals that you get flow to them. It's a win-win situation, and how else would they know about you if you weren't talking to a camera? Doing this, speaking to a camera, will lead to more opportunities than you can even fathom. And I guarantee you that. Give it 3 months or 20 videos and then reach out to me. Let me know that you did that, and I would love to see the progress. Another way to monetize are consulting or education offers. If you're a real estate agent and positioned as a real estate expert in your area, people will want to join your team. That's one way. I know a lot of people are building up their downlines within all of these brokerages these days that have the recruiting model, LPT, EXP, Real, or whatnot. They are building out teams through content, social media, and you're getting recurring passive income and revenue doing it like that. So if someone really likes you for your vibe and your style, and that's one thing that I tell people too, someone will like Betty or Sally, the older real estate agent, because they feel like they connect with them. Some people won't like me because you feel like I'm very different from you, but some people will like me just because they can relate to me in some way, shape, or form. And everyone is not for everyone. You'll find personalities mix in well with you. Maybe there's just one part of their personality that mixes in well with you. And I tell people this within business relationships or real life friendships or romantic relationships as well. You're going to find subtle parts of their character, their personality, their values, their ethics, their morals that fit in well with you. And those people will find you. And the only way they can is if you put yourself out there. And by doing that, it's going to lead to a group of people that eventually like and trust you. You do a good job helping them in whatever their need is, whatever you're selling to them. They'll refer you out to another person that they think might like you. So You are authentically you, and that is your personal brand. So how you get people to actually reach out to you after watching a long form YouTube video is how your funnel is built out from your call to action. So after that verbal CTA is given within the video, you can do multiple things such as pin a comment and lead them to a free checklist or a tool, maybe a buyer's guide within the area, which works a lot. In the description, offer multiple tools such as downloads, put your email in there, put your website in there, put viewer resources in there, but also don't overwhelm your audience with too many things. If you put more than 5 links, they're not gonna click any of them. They're gonna get overwhelmed. So I'd suggest 2, maybe 3 links if they're all very valuable and important. You can also set up your Calendly link in your description if you want people to automatically book calls with you right from watching your video. And if you want that to happen, lead into the call to action where they click on your Calendly link. The Calendly link says something like buyer's consultation. You'll walk through a 30-minute call with me on anything you want to know when it comes to the Omaha, Nebraska area. You can pre-qualify them through this, or you can have them lead to an intake or an onboarding form so that they can explain to you their budget, how soon they're trying to move, or if you're trying to raise capital. There's a whole bunch of ways you can go about monetizing the description and what kind of links you need to add into the funnel here. So after creating the video, there's a lot more that go into the back-end systems and the scaling of it. Here's how you can even find the video ideas that you want to create. Use sources like vidIQ, TubeBuddy, ViewStats. The channel outliers will show up right next to the views or directly under them, and you'll see from 2x will be in blue, I believe, all the way up to about 5x. It gets to a purple color, then it gets to a red when it's over 10x. And so what this means is it's calculating the average view count that that specific creator gets within their YouTube video. So if you're seeing a creator that's getting 1,000 views on average per video, and then they do 10,000 views, that's going to be an outlier of 10x on their channel. And if you see something like that, or even a 50x plus, that means that video somehow really gained virality. It hit the YouTube algorithm, it took off, and learned something from that title and thumbnail, how they packaged that specific video. So what I normally tell people, put 10 to 20 ideas into a document, and then you can use sources such as ChatGPT to figure out how to come up with an even better title while mixing in the titles that you already found from outliers of creators in your niche. And you can already plan a month, 2 months, 3 months worth of content, but I would not suggest planning 3 months worth of content. Even 2 videos at a time, I think, is max. You can come up with 4 videos at a time and post them every week, but after that 3rd week, because things are moving so quick these days, there could be a new AI platform 3 weeks from now that wasn't even created today. That's why it's important to get your videos out as fast as possible, because if you take 6 weeks to edit something, that information that you were giving the viewers 6 weeks ago is probably totally irrelevant to how the world is working today. So 2 videos at a time, make them thorough, plan them out. I'm very against batch filming, because when you batch film something, let's say you're batch filming 4 videos for the month, your 5th video can only get 5% better, let's say, than those 4 videos combined. But if you're filming 1 video at a time, sitting down, filming it, or if you're out in the wild, out in the field, filming the video, and then you're moving on to the next video, you're gonna figure out how to increase that 2nd video 5x better than the video before, if that makes any sense. So you're going to understand yourself better as well after watching it back, how you speak, certain things that you like that you said, certain things that you didn't like that you said, different angles that the camera was maybe positioned, how the lighting was, how the mic sounded. So that's why I say max 2 videos in a day, especially with long form, because you're going to get tired after filming 1 long form video, but you don't have to put that much extra work into it. So after studying those titles, those thumbnails, put it all down into a doc, figure out what would be best and easiest for you to create that you think you might have some potential virality out of that concept. So the hook is very important, because the hook, which is the first 10 seconds, really needs to assure the viewer that you're going to build trust with them. If the title of the video is not related to the first 10 seconds whatsoever, then the viewers are going to either thumbs down your video, click off, or leave a bad comment. So you need to make sure that that trust is initially established right off the bat because nobody wants to watch clickbait videos anymore. I don't think they ever did. Match that title and the thumbnail within the opening line of the video. This is an important one. Another tip is about ads. Do not run ads early within a video. If you just posted a video, don't run an ad the next day. It will automatically kill the algorithm. If you're trying to run an ad on the video, maybe do it on a video that you posted 3 months ago, because then you know that that video is stagnant. It's really not going to do well anymore. But if you posted a video yesterday and think that it's already dead, you're wrong. The video could pop off a week later and you'd have no idea, but you just killed it right away by running an ad. A targeted ad is not going to help you find that ideal client. Unless you do it with every video and that's your strategy, then go for it by all means. And you can also buy some views as well while you're at it. That's also why I like YouTube a lot more than Instagram. And that's because so many people are saturating Instagram with these fake followers, fake comments, fake views. You don't know who's real and who's fake anymore. I can do a little bit of a deep search into anyone's Instagram account now and tell you within the first minute or so. I got to do a little bit of research, but figure out if they have fake comments, fake followers, because now 200K, 300K followers is not impressive on Instagram because anyone can just buy that. But on YouTube, you can't buy subscribers. You can buy views, but who would really do that consistently? There's no point in buying views. You're not going to make any money off of that. And the social proof is a lot different on Instagram. You look at someone's Instagram, you might give them a little more credibility with a large following, although everyone has that. But on YouTube, if you have 100K followers, 500K followers, you are looked at as someone that's badass, honestly, someone that has actually built a true brand. Let me tell you one thing. When you start a YouTube channel, let's say you have a brokerage and you want to build up a YouTube channel with your real estate team, you probably won't see much traction within the first 4-8 videos, even if you do everything I'm telling you correctly. You make great titles, you make good thumbnails that coincide with those videos. You're trying to reach a specific target demographic and really grow your team, let's say. But once you do find a video that hits the algorithm, what's important is to double down and go hard on that concept. Now, don't directly copy that video, but go similar, because people will be watching your next video on YouTube. It will get more traction than the video prior to the one that got a little more virality. But here I like to take the 80-20 principle. 80% of your efforts can go into what's working now and double downing on that video, but 20% can still be experimental. Try new concepts, try different ideas. Don't box yourself into what worked and you double downing on that idea. It's like I said earlier, if you made a negative title and thumbnail, like you said, don't move to Nebraska in 2025, which is a video title that will do well and probably has already done well. Someone probably took that title before I even said it. Earlier in the year, that's when everyone's going to be making these do not move to this area in this year video. But that will do well because of the negative title, and it'll be interesting to see what negative concept they could say. You probably would see some fire in the thumbnail, probably see someone's face like screaming at the camera or whatnot, but don't do that every video because you found out that that one popped off. You can maybe tweak it a little bit and try it a couple different times in a couple different variety of ways, but experiment with the 20% that you still want to build your brand around. All right, so overall, long form is the meta right now. It's building authority, it's building authenticity, it's building that transparency with your audience, that you're not just a short form creator that's doing these fast-paced, fast text videos with all sorts of nonsense going on these days that I honestly can't even watch anymore because everyone thinks that's what's going to help them make money in their business. A short form video is like eating a little snack. But a long form video, now that's having a full course meal, a dinner that is evergreen, that you're going to think about that Thanksgiving meal 3 years ago because of how well produced this video was, how much value you actually got from it. And that's how you actually can scale companies, scale teams, and scale businesses. AI and automation is going to be huge in 2026 when it comes to all of this. And my team is innovating every single day, trying to get ahead of the curve because we know that the old methods of how to do YouTube are going to go out the window slowly. But every month there's something new when it comes to figuring out this whole content game, whether it's the scripting and the new softwares and apps that people are using to maybe have a transcript within their video so that they can read it better. Maybe it's the way the images pop up on the screen. Maybe it's the way the videos are edited and produced at a higher quality. There's going to be so many different things when it comes to AI and automation that we're learning about, we're hearing about, and I know you're trying to probably figure out how to be ahead of the curve as well. AI is going to be making thumbnails, titles, but the thing is, authority and authenticity and transparency will be that meta moving forward, because the AI automation software systems that are going on are going to be saturated sooner than we think. It almost already is. We're going to figure out how to use AI to assist and not replace. So when it comes to micro personal brands, this is what's important. And these are a few points that I want to leave you guys with here. So micro personal brands, building 1,000 quality viewers that want to watch your video for you because they trust you, they trust what you're speaking on. Those are way stronger than 1,000 random followers that you got from maybe a video of you jumping in a pool or doing something to get some viral attention, something dumb that's only going to get you monetized because of the views. I mean, maybe you got 1 billion views on that, and so cheers to you, double down on that. But if it's a one-off random viral video, it's going to do nothing for your personal brand long term. So if you stay in your niche, stay consistent, you'll stay visible and reach the people that you want to reach. Also, build out your other social media platforms as a community. People will reach out to your Instagram because they saw you on a YouTube video, or people will comment on your YouTube video because maybe they follow you on Instagram, maybe they found your YouTube video because of that. Reply to them, act like an actual human being, use the social media platforms to interact, engage, like, comment, subscribe to other people, comment on their videos as well. They'll see you, and just do a bunch of engagement. Get yourself out there. It'll at least put your name on their pages, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You want to be having all of these different touch points. If it's just 10 to 20 people a day that you want to be interacting with and communicating with, LinkedIn is a really big one right now. I'm not even going to touch on that one in this video because this is specifically about YouTube. But if you optimize every social media, you can get a massive return from the relationships that you build over time, because they just see that you're out there. They see that you're doing things online. They see that you're consistent with it. And if you stick with it, trust me, I've said it many times in this video already, but the opportunities are endless. You don't even know where they can come from. YouTube is your resume, even more so than Instagram. Instagram is good to have fully optimized to make sure that you are a person that they can connect with on a social level, because if you give someone's Instagram, it's a photo of you and your dog on a faraway mountain. You can't even see yourselves in the photo, and you're maybe private, you have 500 followers. People aren't going to trust you as much as if you have your Instagram fully optimized with well-produced photos maybe of yourself, looking like you are a professional within your space, having some reels, looking like you know what you're talking about. So that's just one side of things when it comes to Instagram, to establish that personal profile. But then on YouTube, that's how you actually establish the trust. YouTube is your resume. And when I look at someone's Instagram, as I said earlier, it can be someone with 300,000 followers, but all of their videos, you know, who knows where they're at in the world. They could be a little scammy or spammy. But then I'll look and see if they have a YouTube channel. And if they only have 1,000 subscribers, but 300,000 followers on Instagram, I know that this person is, I don't trust them as much just naturally. And this is what I do. I try to think about how my brain works when I see these certain people do their thing. And the way my brain works is that if someone has 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and 300,000 on Instagram, I'll really trust them that they have built up this following over time and were consistent and have this good work ethic and are a lot more trustworthy than someone that maybe just paid for followers on Instagram or had a couple of viral reels go off and then their YouTube is completely dead. And if that's how my brain works after looking at all of these things online and on social media, could you imagine how someone that is actually looking for certain information and using the SEO to directly find a location that they want to know more information about? How does their brain work in that sense? YouTube will open doors that cold calling and door knocking never could, and that TikTok and Instagram don't as well. So if you're still watching this and trying to go viral, you're doing it wrong. YouTube is truly building something real. It's helping you attract clients, build authority, become a real human being. Talking in long form, people will actually feel like they've had a conversation with you. It creates leverage. It builds trust at scale. There's so much that goes into YouTube, and our team does the research and innovates every single day. We really see what everyone in every niche industry when it comes to being a real estate professional is doing to get business. Because that's the reality of social media these days. It's interest media. It's not social media. People that are interested need to figure out how to find that business somehow, and there is a specific way to do it that's actually working and is going to continue to work and get even stronger in the long run. It's about creating real value and solving real problems and pain points that your client is dealing with. 2026 is coming before you know it, and building a personal brand right now is more important than ever within any business, and especially in the real estate industry. So let me know if you watched till the end. Thank you guys. This was a long one. It might be an hour long or so. This was pretty intense, and there's a lot to it. There's even more that I want to say, and I'll continue to say on this channel. So subscribe for more free, valuable information when it comes to building out an entire YouTube business on your own. My name is Darren Kriz. Thanks for watching. See you next time.